Anyway, well, it's about time to start the show.
Is it? I'm telling you, the show that I saw that you're trying to model after, they didn't even have an intro. They literally just started talking. And like, there was no direction. No.
The one you were telling me about?
Yeah, no. Hey, thanks for tuning in this week. This week I got my friend. She's so like, literally, it was like halfway through a conversation, this podcast episode started. And then they just rambled for an hour. And then they didn't really wrap up. It was
and
just
this
like,
is Justin thinks that we could maybe go in this direction.
I guess spiritual rambling.
Spiritual rambling. That might be a book. Or at least a journal.
We can make it into a book.
So, okay, so what I think we'll do is go ahead and start. I'll do the whatever, call it now. Here we go.
Hello, and welcome to the Almost Amazing podcast from the CityRise Network. Hosted by Jennifer Dennis and produced by me, Justin Kellough, we're a podcast that was supposed to be focused on parenting, but we've kind of lost the plot along the way. Honestly, we don't know what this podcast is about, but we talk to incredible people who love Jesus, and our hope is to provide encouragement and fun whenever possible. If our lack of clear direction bothers you, we apologize, but no one is making you listen to this podcast, unless you're married to Jennifer. Andy, thanks for listening.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Almost Amazing podcast. We're excited to have you here today. We've got a wonderful guest today, and we're trying a little bit of a new format. So we're going to see how that goes. And thank you for joining us. Stay as long as you can. How about that for the new intro? And we got new music.
I feel like the guinea pig again. The last time I was here.
Yeah, weren't we trying to start?
You were starting a new.
For real?
The first time I was here.
For real, we're trying to do this.
For
real,
though.
Okay, so the crazy thing is we tried to change the format of the show like 80 times, but it's still in the same format.
We're just trying to look for excuses to get Ashley back on the show. So we're like, we're going to do a new format. Ashley,
so
come
we're
up here.
excited if it goes well with Ashley today. In her mind, because it'll be great on our part.
Yeah.
We'll have her back.
But
he's going to be a recurring guest.
But you work with students, and we don't want to talk about students every time. So we're trying to find a new reason to bring you in.
What else do we know about Ashley? Because she's so fun to talk to.
Very kind.
So let me go ahead and introduce our guest. Ashley Miksch, welcome.
Hooray.
I'm honored to be back.
We're so glad you're
thank
here.
You so much.
Yeah.
Welcome
so
to the
flattered.
show. We do want you to know that Ashley and Justin don't plan to get married later today on a Hawaiian beach. They're both in white.
It does look like a beach destination wedding.
They're not.
Definitely second marriage vibes, like it's
first
a
in
little
the
more
church,
casual.
now we're on the beach.
It's on the beach, it's in khakis.
You can invite who we want to invite to the wedding.
The second marriage vibes is exactly so much more casual.
The linen.
And here's my thought. Like, they're like, yeah,
Here's what's even more ironic. It's after Labor Day. And
you
me and Ashley are like,
wearing one.
I thought that. I didn't even care.
We don't care about those rules.
There's got to be a grace zone.
Yeah.
There has to be a grace zone
like
around
4
Labor
days,
Day.
3 days after Labor Day.
Okay, here's the deal.
Born.
I was recently at a wedding that was the second wedding. Right? It was the second wedding of this couple. Lovely couple.
Real cash.
And this is the phrase I heard so many times. No, we're not doing that. We did that the first time.
Oh my God.
It's like, no, we're going to use fake flowers. We use real flowers the first time.
Yeah.
And to me, I just thought, like, wouldn't you want even more flowers? Because this time you really want it to work out.
What would you do differently if you got to do your wedding again?
If I got to do my wedding again, oh my goodness. Wow. Like, let me ask you this. Would I be doing my wedding like who I am now and in this space?
That's a great question. I think if you could go back in time.
If I could go back and do the first wedding again, I think I might have dancing. I love dancing.
Were you at a Baptist church for your reception?
Yes.
Oh, no.
They would only clear you for one dance.
Just the first dance.
Like the
first and last dance.
Was there a father-daughter dance?
Maybe, but we didn't even do that. It was now, like, we were on the cusp, but where weddings really just
got cool.
Like, we took our own engagement photos. You can tell. Like, one of our sweet little cousins took it.
Yeah.
It was like the year after us, everyone was throwing a giant party with dancing.
Yeah. It was an industry. It became an industry.
It became an industry. And, and then they all moved on to a farm.
Right.
And when they made their own jelly preserves.
Farmhouse.
Served that. Remember the farmhouse weddings? Those went on for a while. But I think I would have dancing. That might be the only thing. Now,
that's a great choice.
Let me say, we have been to literally so many weddings because we work with college students. We're at weddings But this wedding they had at a restaurant in the Woodlands, and it's a restaurant, like it's a steak place. It's called Trellick's.
And other people
And the
were still
wedding
there.
was there.
The wedding was there, and here's what they did: like open the back door onto a river. I mean, like a river in the Woodlands,
That's nice.
and they're facing the chairs out to the river, and they have a little quartet,
Mhm.
and there's maybe 35 people there, and they do the wedding, right? And I
Very
think Andy
nonchalant.
married them. I'm pretty sure. And so at the end, they turn their chairs around, bring them inside, and it's a fancy restaurant. And
Oh, wow.
literally, this all takes place in a space that is less than 4,000.
So you would have
square
done
feet.
that?
I would do that.
You would do that? Mhm.
And I wouldn't need that many people at my wedding.
Yeah, I think that's the
Yeah.
one thing that I think about is how many people came and like how many people actually needed to be there. It's like, man, because you do turn into this like, we got to invite everybody that knows everybody, and then
Yeah.
like your moms and dads and everybody.
Now you're like, I don't
knows.
care.
I would do like,
Yeah.
I think I would. Here's what I did wrong. We had a friend do our photos too, and it was not good. I would spend $5,000 on photos.
Okay, I let a guy who had been doing photos for maybe 2 days do our wedding photos.
Wow.
They were not great.
Mm.
And I cannot stress that enough.
Days.
I will.
did-
I think
did
paying for
only-
a photographer is huge.
I did only pay $50.
Yeah,
And that
An
was to
ad for
help
photography.
cover gas.
Yeah. that sounds about
There
right.
were no proofs. It was, hey, I made some copies of these.
Do you have those
Oh.
displayed in your house?
No,
No.
there was not one.
Mm.
Not one. But here's what I want to say. Best wishes to you guys.
No beach wedding.
Thank you.
Today, later
Getting
on.
married in Galveston, probably.
And also, I did not get invited.
Well, they say the water's more clear at Galveston right now, so we're gonna
Oh
do
yeah.
it there.
Well, I'm bringing Ashley. I brought Ashley in to visit with us and just jump in where she wants. We rarely. So here's the deal. This is not like an interview thing. It's like just saying to Ashley, jump in where you want. And I know for
I love
Ashley, she's
that.
going to be like, they're very chatty.
I don't know.
They never shut up.
No, I love that about y'all.
But first, is just checking in. How are you?
we're
What's going
checking
on?
in. So right
What's
now,
new in your life?
let's begin the check-in.
Yeah.
I'll start. I'm getting to lead my first women's Bible study.
Mm.
Like ever. Like sometimes when I go speak at something, I will be like a speaker. It's not interactive. I'm not asking
Right.
open-ended questions. It's just I do my
It's
spiel
like,
and
please
then
don't talk. Please,
It's a-
y'all
no,
need to not be.
don't make eye
please
contact with
It's
me.
okay.
no. And so it's my first, and I haven't been to a women's Bible study in like 8 years because I'm with kids.
We haven't read the Bible in 3.
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly. And so I go to yesterday and I've been very nervous about it, very stressed out because
Did it start yesterday?
it started yesterday.
Oh, okay.
So this is how the enemy gets into my head with anxiety.
Mhm.
I am like ready to go. I finally like worked out what I'm going to say. I've got a few questions that I can ask the audience or the women that are there, who are lovely, by the way. And I'm not kidding you, 50 minutes before I'm supposed to walk in that room, I have a full blown, and this is a new phrase, guys. It's called crash out.
Hmm.
Do teenagers use this all the
Yeah,
time?
Yeah.
What does
is
it mean?
And
to
then they
crash
go.
out? What does it mean to crash out?
Just kind of when you just kind of get unhinged emotionally and you react outwardly.
Oh, okay.
It's like you lose it.
You lose it.
Oh.
Guys, I just
And then
crashed
you-
out,
yeah.
or I'm about to crash out.
Okay. And you did.
Is that kind of like a nervous breakdown? I'm
You did
trying to
that.
think about language that we would have used 10 years ago for that. Freak out.
Freak out.
Like
is
a
what it
freak
is.
out?
I'm freaking out, guys. I'm freaking
I'm
out.
freaking out. It's crash out, which I kind of like. It sounds just a little bit more Final Destination. I
Yeah.
guess. So I'm wearing a Diet Coke t-shirt
Yeah.
that Sonia DeArmond gave me like 6 years ago.
Yeah.
And I realized that this is not a good enough shirt to lead a Bible study in. Like for some reason I get the thought, if you don't change clothes, then no one's going to learn more about the Lord because they'll be so distracted with your inability to dress appropriately.
Right.
And that settled into my mind as truth. Do you guys ever
Mhm.
have something that like is completely crazy, but settles into your brain as truth? Well, anyway, so
Sure.
I run full speed over to a clothing store. And I know the name, I can't remember. It's like the casual end of Ann Taylor, Loft. I go to the Loft. They're having a giant sale. And I'm like, I'm just going to buy something here and I'll buy anything I can to get in
Mhm.
here. So I'm shopping full speed and I'm trying, because now it's like I've got 30 minutes to buy whatever I'm going to buy, get back to church, get back in my spot.
Mhm.
Literally, I did not know this, but one of the women who looked like a woman was actually a sloth checking me out.
No.
And I mentioned this to you, Ashley, that it was like being checked out by a sloth. Did you say that you don't like sloth?
No, I'm not well, that's rude and disrespectful towards animals. But you know that movie that's a cartoon movie?
Yes.
Zootopia.
Ugh, that scene actually triggers me. I guess you could say I could crash out. I can't stand that scene. And so when you told me the story, I felt what you were feeling.
It was like
Triggered.
that scene with the sloth. She's just like slowly picking up I found a dress and a sweater.
Cute.
And she's slowly picking it up and looking at it and then putting it back down. And I'm like, I go, I've got to.
Can I check this out for you, man?
And she goes, I'm going to put it in a bag. And I go, just leave it out. Just leave it out. I'm going to change in the car. You can't change in your car. You need to change it. And she will not give me the clothes until I agree to go put them on. And I completely show up to my Bible study with an outfit that I have on for 15 minutes.
Did it look good?
It looked great. But here's the deal. I realized I kind of got to laughing because I realized how much we allow this voice in our head to control and lead us to so much anxiety. And I'm wondering, later I want to ask you about this voice that you might have, but let's catch up with you. Ashley, what's going on with you?
We had our kickoff for our student ministry lift groups yesterday. So that was fun to have the students back in the building. Middle school and high school, such a great turnout. Obviously that's why I do what I do, is to see the students. So it's been kind of hard to not see them for the last month. But just kind of getting into routine, summer's kind of more laid back and chill. We get to go on summer mission trips and just dig relationally. But now I've been challenged, in student ministry, sometimes you can kind of be the friend, the buddy. And I think there's this part of me that wants to hold them more accountable for their decisions in their life, to actually look more like Jesus.
You have more than earned that, by the way. I mean, you've been here long enough and invested enough of your emotions and time in them.
Yeah.
That shift is a natural shift.
I fully agree with that.
Yeah. And it's not that if I'm your leader, particularly your leader, I will challenge them. It's the rest of the students that I don't necessarily relationally pour in them in their small group. And so I'm trying to be challenged into helping them grow and hold them accountable. Because I think we live in a culture that's the yes man, do whatever you want, have fun.
Yeah.
But it's we want to challenge them to be more like Jesus. You know what I mean? And that's to live out your faith and not just please people and all that stuff. So I'm trying to learn that kind of situation.
Ooh, Ashley, you may have the gift of being a prophet, speaking truth.
I'm trying to.
When I take a spiritual gifts test, I get that, and I don't really know what it means.
A prophet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A prophet.
Well, from what I understood, when we would go on gifts retreats.
It was not encouragement. I never get encouragement.
You never get.
I never get encouragement.
The prophet is the one that can speak complete truth into a situation, and they're not worried about the fallout. They're not worried about whose feelings are going to get hurt.
I love that.
But I think it's cool that you're moving into that.
Well, it's not that I haven't done it again with certain girls, but I'm always about building trust and once you respect me, then I'm gonna, really, you know what I mean, challenge you in a deeper way. But there's just other students I just want to help them too, and not just be oh yeah, I don't know how to explain this without.
I think we totally understand. It's a completely different relationship from
even people.
I love that too. I love that too. I'm so glad you're here. We're I'm really, and hey,
because the effects other people.
I want to see you grow in Christ.
I think it goes back to as well. I think part of this could be women in general are more reserved in what they think they have authority to do.
Oh yeah.
And I don't think
there's a lot
that's
of truth to
fair.
that.
I think a lot of times women will hold themselves back and say, that's not my place. That's not what I'm called. It seems like y'all are protective of not overstepping boundaries. When a man would just be oh, I see this, I'm saying it.
I think that's mostly you.
And Andy.
I think that's uniquely you and Andy. And I agree with you, but I think women are always, I think you're right in that women are always protective of the relationship fiber.
Sure.
We do not like to break that fiber.
But she's talking specifically about people she doesn't have the strongest relationship with,
Yes.
not feeling like you have
Stepping
the
into
authority to say that.
they
But
don't
your
wanna-
job gives you that authority. Your role as a shepherd of that group, whether it's in your small group or whatever, you're in charge of this section of the student ministry. Your job gives you that authority. And I guess that's where I'm saying I'm different is if I've been given the authority, a church has said, you're in charge of this group of people. I'm well, then I can speak the truth in love to anybody that God calls me to.
Leaders in our small group, I want to respect them and how they're growing and discipling. So it's
That's really good.
I
think that's great.
I'm encouraging you to press past that. I think you've been here long enough to.
I'm excited that you guys had a good first night.
Yeah.
I love a good kickoff.
Yes.
How
I'm
about
doing
you?
great. Life is very different for me now. I just had
the children gone or something
No,
else?
my first day of seminary classes.
Justin is
yes.
going to seminary.
Like I did a Bible master's in youth ministry, which was like half like a little bit of theology and a lot of like how to plan a dodgeball tournament type thing. Like there was a lot of practical, not a ton of Bible stuff. And so I've been feeling kind of like led to step into maybe future role as a leader of a church, a lead pastor, but I'm not equipped to do that. And so I'm like, well, let me go back to school. And so I went back to school and I had my
and you're
first
taking
day,
Greek?
taking Greek 1
Woo!
and intro to pastoral care and spiritual formation, which is like touchy-feely Christian.
Spiritual
Okay.
formation was pretty basic.
Seems pretty filler, but I'll take it. I'll take it
it is-
easy.
Yeah,
Not
easy
stressed
credit.
out enough.
But it was
Are
wild.
you-
So Greek was the first one I took, is my first class I went to, and I'm already annoyed because there is someone in this room. I guess he just loves Greek, but he's in Greek 1 with me, so he's never had the class. And we'll ask the professor questions, and this guy will answer them like as if he is the professor. And I'm like, I'm literally not talking to you. I'm not paying to hear what you think. Like, this is not your role in my
Wait,
life.
so you're in the class.
We're in the class, 30 people
You're not online.
asking a professor for clarification. And the professor pauses like for 3 seconds to think of his answer. This guy is chiming in with his answer.
I think what Andy Dennis would have done is would looked over and called him some girl name like, hey, Nancy,
Wow, really?
we're
I
not
didn't
talking
ask
to
for
you.
your
I don't think
feedback.
it was the first class, but I did look. Like I gave him a look and then the professor actually answered my question. So I hope it clocked with him.
Like, hey,
Like I didn't ask. Because I think that's insane. For you to be in the beginning Greek class and have 30 people asking questions and you thinking that you should answer, like that's arrogance, right? Like that's you
Right.
thinking you have something to offer that the paid professional at the front of the class has written books and has done this for 30 years.
but don't you think it's like this kid saying to the professor,
I know what I'm talking about.
yeah.
I wish you'd find a different way that didn't involve me. Like, I wish you would pull us aside after class and say, I know what I'm talking about.
Are you TikToking this process?
No,
'Cause
I
that'd
think
be
I
kind of
should. The journey
entertaining.
through
of
seminary, I
seminary.
think should be something I should talk about because that was my
That's
first
funny.
day. And even that first day, I was like, whoa, this is going
You
to
need
be
a
a wild
debrief with your
experience.
audience.
But like now I'm carrying flashcards around with me everywhere I go. Like all I'm doing is thinking about Greek. Like I've got no time to do anything else.
So how many words, like,
I've got to have 92 words memorized by Monday. I've had
Memorized.
2 weeks.
Monday?
got it?
I've had 2 weeks because we didn't have Labor Day.
Memorized?
So I had 2 weeks worth of vocabulary that I need to memorize by Monday.
And
2
then you need a
weeks,
test,
90
or-
something words.
I don't know if we're retesting on all of them. I'm hoping it's a selection.
Are you just watching my big fat Greek wedding?
Not helpful. It's not helpful at all.
I feel like I
Not
could,
very entertaining.
I could get a couple out of that. Every
Yeah.
Greek word I know, I think is
Yeah.
From that.
something you can eat.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's wild. It's going to be a
Like
journey.
oikos. Is that one of your words?
That's one of them. And apparently there's another word, oika. They're both house and home. They're the
There you
same
go.
thing. 2 words for the same thing.
That's
Doesn't make any
good.
sense. I guess it's just like
Oika.
house
And you
home.
already have that one in your
I
head.
got oikos and oika. Yeah, I got that one. So yeah, it's going to be a journey. It's a little bit, when you're in college and you're taking a class and you suddenly realize, I think I'm in over my head in this course.
Mhm.
And there's like this anxiety that rises up. Like I felt that the first day. I was like, what have I done? Like this is my literal first class in seminary. But because it's an extension campus, there's like a very few classes offered each semester. So you just take what they have.
Oh.
And so Greek 1 was one of them. I'm just like, oh, like I could feel it. I was like already anxious about this class. I was like, God's got to walk with me through this because I'm going to die. Like it is going to be so hard. Like
Do
you
you think
read
you
the
would
book.
enjoy taking Greek, Ashley?
I've taken Greek and Hebrew.
She
It was stressful.
knows. Where did you take it at?
Baylor.
Baylor.
Mhm.
What's your undergrad in?
Social work and psychology.
So this was really relevant to social work and psychology?
No, I got my master's divinity.
Ashley, how long have we been walking together?
Qualified for ministry than
Have
me.
no idea that Ashley has a master's of divinity,
From
an
Truth?
MD
That's where I'm going.
with languages.
How do you
I
not
don't-
lead with that?
I'm not.
You're
that-
so humble.
I just don't.
Goodness.
I love like
I
Jesus, I don't know.
I aspire to one day be as qualified for ministry as you. Jeez Louise.
I
didn't realize I didn't know that, but I guess I
Wow.
don't talk about it.
I mean, I guess there's a reason to, but like,
Did you prefer Greek or Hebrew? Did you have a preference?
My Greek professor was incredible. So
Wow.
he was great.
wow.
So you probably know more than just the one Greek word.
Yeah, but it doesn't, no offense. I mean, it helps with certain things, but it's not
Yes,
like a conversation you're going to be having with
Correct.
people.
Correct. When you're
Other than
studying.
this exact moment.
Yeah.
Other than
That prepared
on
me
this
for it, but-
podcast.
Yeah. I'm like reeling internally from this news.
I don't think I knew
Because
that.
I've-
I can't believe we've known you this long.
Because
I
I've
didn't know that.
always known Ashley to be a really good teacher. And I thought
Yes.
I did not expect you to have needed training to be as good as you are. You're already great. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
and I'm not saying you're not naturally good, but I was like, oh, now that, okay, I get, she's been like living in ministry teaching for a decade now, more than just
That's
casually.
cool, Ashley.
Like you're committed. You put your money where your mouth was and you got a degree, which is nuts.
Well, let me say, when I was in seminary in Southwestern Theological Seminary, up
Also
there-
crazy. You're more qualified for ministry than me too.
Mine was in a Master of Arts in Christian Education. So let me say that there were like basically 3 camps that people landed in at Southwestern when I was there
Okay.
back in the day. And you were either in the counseling group, you were in the education group, like church ministries, or you were in the MDiv group.
Yeah.
And the MDiv was in 2 groups, with languages or without.
I didn't know you could get an MDiv without language. I thought that was the defining factor of an MDiv was language.
It may be now.
Oh, okay.
I think that it used to be, but it would be like guys would be talking to each other and they're like, what are you? And they're like, I'm MDiv. And the next question would always be with languages. And if you said no, it was like,
Knowledge puffs
You
up.
weren't.
And that's one thing I'm scared of. Knowledge does puff up and scripture is very clear about that. Like, and so I do have concern about as I get more trained, I don't want to get arrogant and have that mentality of like, well, I took Greek and Hebrew, even though I don't really use it
Right.
in ministry.
well,
you know what I'm saying?
all
Like,
of the
I-
MDiv
You can feel the
students
tension in classes when people know our head knowledge and versus people are just trying to
just trying to
live like
get
Jesus and share the gospel.
get this thing
Yeah.
going.
There's
Yeah.
a different feeling.
so I'm nervous.
The whole class. I mean, and all of the MDiv students felt like they were better than us, the Christian students.
Like you thought they felt they were better than you,
No,
or
they
you
would
thought they were better?
They would say things like, we're better than you.
Straight to
We
the
know
point.
we're learning more than you.
Wow.
Your classes are easy.
Yeah.
Your classes are cut and paste.
Yeah.
And they would say things like that. And they got our whole school, they forced us to wear name tags so that we could all build relationships over in the church ed classes.
Yeah.
So we show up and some brilliant person.
Put your degree on there too.
No, they've made not a name tag like you would just stick on your chest. They wanted us to keep them for a long time.
Yeah.
So they put them on nameplates that we would wear around our neck.
Wow.
We
So like
look like
lanyards, yeah.
dogs with dog name tags. But here's the
Mhm.
problem. The lanyard was elastic. And so when we would go over to the MDiv building, we would have these big name tags that were on an elastic chain around our neck.
The
And all
walk
the
of
MDiv
shame.
people would just pull them and pop them in our face.
Southwestern sounds like a school from a sitcom 90s after school
Community.
show.
The
It
Or
was.
the MDiv or the bullies.
They would just like pull your name tag and pop you. And you're like,
that's wild.
yep, this is more. They're all pastors now.
Love
They're all
And I'm
pastors.
sure they've grown and matured.
They're grown. They're humble now. They're
Yeah.
humble.
But I am scared about that idea of like, as you learn more, it's really easy to get arrogant about it. But I will tell you, this Greek is very humbling for me. I don't feel arrogant yet. If I survive the 2 semesters that are required, then maybe I'll feel arrogant. But
Well,
right now,
Ashley
But
can
now
give
you
you
get
some
this
help.
dependency on the Lord. You know?
I am depending on the
Like-
Lord and the grace of my teacher. Like, and also my uncle is a languages professor at a small seminary. And he's like, yeah, let's meet every week and talk about it. I was like, thank God. I was like, I need you to tutor me through this.
Can you
I was
help me get through this
I'm
class?
not going to survive. But I'm excited. I'm glad to have a goal to work towards. It's nice to have like, in this many years, I'm going to have this new thing that I've achieved. You know, like,
Yeah.
because after schooling, there's really not a lot of that, like,
No.
benchmark of success and like a ceremony that says you achieved this. So I'm excited to have that again.
There were 2 classes that stood out to me that we had to take. I think I had to take them. One was hermeneutics, which kind of hard. That's like deep referencing scripture and understanding all about it. The other was systematic theology.
Yeah.
And the hard thing about that was our professor made that really hard. And he would come into our class and he would say, he said, I want you to write a ditty. He called them ditties, like they were just like a little cute journal entry.
Mm-hmm.
And he would say, hey, by tomorrow, I just want you to write a ditty, 1 page on your theology of creation. And so you just write down your theology of creation. And the next day he would just walk around the class and he would touch people's paper and he would pick someone's up and he would read the entire thing in front of the entire class.
Mm-hmm.
And then he would just rip them like for the whole class. And you're just like
Jesus would do.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I say all that to say it was a great experience. I'm glad you're getting to enjoy it.
Yeah.
It'll be fun. And Ashley, I think it's so cool that you have an MDiv. Now I can talk to you.
We're going to be the same alum. If
Oh,
I
yeah,
can graduate.
you guys are.
If I
True.
can graduate, I got to get through it.
You'll get through it.
I got to get through
You'll
it.
do it. So we've caught up. That took like 40 minutes.
Yeah.
This new show with not very big parameters.
Yeah.
It's very chatty.
No rules.
I think we're down to like maybe just 2 people left listening to
I
us.
don't know. We'll see.
But
I'll start cutting clips from it and then people will see the second half of it.
That's good. I was going to talk today. I wanted to talk about what it means to wait on God. But actually what I want to talk about instead is you may not have as much experience with this, but I think Ashley and I could probably talk about it, is kind of leading with anxiety. Like Ashley, I think we've talked about this before. You and I both have anxiety in different ways. Do you find that you do?
Not particularly.
You're thinking of somebody else.
But sometimes
Think of another Ashley. There's another Ashley you're thinking
I
of.
mean, I'm not saying I don't get anxious. Certain situations, like if I know certain people are struggling with different things, there's moments where I start praying for them like intensely because I know they're going through something. So then I might get anxious on how they're feeling in the moment around these particular people. Myself, I mean, there's like little moments maybe, but I don't think I'd classify myself with having anxiety just because I know it's a big deal for people who do have it, if that makes sense.
Yes.
But
does
I
make
also don't know
sense.
if I know myself that well. I'm still trying to figure it out sometimes. So who knows if I have diagnosed anxiety, but I don't think I do.
I think
But I can maybe help answer the
I
questions. That's
I
insane.
love what now?
I said maybe I can help you answer or
How
talk
can we
through things.
yes and this? I don't have anxiety, but I do know what it is.
So,
I do know what anxiety is.
I am learning that in my lateness of life, I guess, there are so many things about my life that have anxiety markers. And I'm just now being a lot more, growing up, we never used the word anxiety. And now it's everywhere. Everybody talks about anxiety all the time. And it's everywhere all the time. And it's about everything. So I'm sorry assuming that you might have anxiety here and there. But do you see students are having a lot of anxiety?
Oh, yeah. I mean, a majority of them get very anxious and overwhelmed. And I think, too, a lot of our students have grown up in that COVID era, I guess, is what you would call it, where they just don't know how to process things in healthy ways and healthy manners. And things just overwhelm them so much, especially the expectations they have from their parents. There's a lot of factors, but they get very anxious because they want things to be safe and normal. And a lot of things at that age kind of are out of control because of their age. And so anxiety is really driven. A lot of them struggle with it and drives them on why they do what they do because of anxiety.
I do think it's like a crazy epidemic. Do you see this, Justin, in your ministry?
In my internet ministry of posting Facebook things and editing videos.
Do you?
And I would say my daughter tends towards anxiety with school. I think that early on if you get into a certain track, there is pressure to like do enough and be enough. And we live in a high performing community. And so I think just by default, she feels stressed to achieve and do things correctly. And my son could not care less about doing things correctly or well, but my daughter is very concerned with achievement at school and doing the right thing and getting it done. And like, even when she's looking for help with homework and my wife gives her a suggestion, which is it'd be a correct thing, like write a sentence about your day, and she can't think of something. So my wife will be like, well, write about this. She's like, no, that's not good enough. It's like, it doesn't have to be, it's just literally write a statement about your day or learning about periods. It doesn't have to be this compelling narrative,
Right.
But she has this inner like, no, that's not good enough. I need to make sure it's really
Where do you
good.
think this voice comes in for us that that, like me last night, kind of flipping out? Where do you think we get this voice that leads to so much anxiety? Where do you think it comes from, or how do you think, and I think I've had it all my life, and I think it's connected to maybe some ADHD a little bit. I think they're very closely connected. But it's just like this, like through my whole life, and this is just kind of me not realizing there are shows talking about anxiety now, and I'm the only one that has it. And I'm sort of overthinking that.
You're not the only one that has it that's listening.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so let me say that. Growing up, that the word for me was scared. I'm scared. I'm scared all the time. At night, I never felt safe. Like I always thought someone was going to break in or separate me from my parents. And to the point where I would have to keep a Bible open every night.
Wow.
Because I had so much anxiety, sleeping, feeling safe. And there are different types of anxiety. And I've talked to one of my friends who, Amy, she like gives people, I forget what you call it what do you call it when you tell people what kind of anxieties that you have?
Like diagnosed?
Diagnosed. She's a diagnostician. And she said there are different kinds of anxiety of safeness, anxiety of health, or perfectionism, some of those things. And I literally, and I may have already said this on the podcast before, I remember the night I'd moved into the dorms in seminary in Fort Worth, Texas. I lived on the 3rd floor. There was an armed guard at the entryway. I'm not sure, but we had to have an armed guard. The doorway was locked.
You needed the key to get in.
No one could get in without the guard letting them in, or somehow knowing a code to get in the building. And anybody that was a man had to be out by like 7 p.m. And I just remember in my mid-20s for the first time going to bed feeling safe of my whole life. And so
I thought you were going to say you still felt unsafe. I was like, that is wild.
Yeah, the anticipation, I thought she was going to say that too.
I remember finally, I could not trick myself into feeling unsafe with those many barriers. And so I think that, yes, there are different kinds of anxiety.
Is that why you keep a dog?
No. I keep a dog because it keeps happening to me. I don't know. I love my dog, but no. Okay. No, and I would totally, when we moved to Houston, I was so afraid. So I would totally set up home improvement traps. Like if they were to come in the front door, I would have like cans on the floor that they would trip over and then like put out other like bells.
Paint on a bucket that would
swing down and hit them. I would set up my home alone trap every night.
The only time I feel that unsafe and have anxiety about safety is when I'm in an Airbnb. There is 10% of me, every time I'm in Airbnb, 10% of me believes I'm going to be murdered. Like, I don't even, and honestly, I don't even care about the cameras. I'm not doing anything weird. It's like, I don't care, whatever. Like, I am nervous that so many people have the code to that place. I don't know how often the code has changed. I don't know if the homeowner is actually a safe person. I'm trusting they have 5-star reviews that are not going to murder me. But I will say this, every single time I've been in Airbnb and I check all the windows, I find a window unlocked. Without fail.
Justin, that's such a great tip.
And so I will walk in, I jiggle every single thing I can find. And every single time I find a door or a window that's unlocked.
That's a great tip for the
viewers out there that go to bed.
But then I still feel like I'm going to get murdered.
The 2 people that are left that go to Airbnbs.
But I just assume I'm going to die. Hey, sometimes Airbnbs with the family is better. You're at an age where it doesn't matter. But like with kids, we want to put them in their rooms at bedtime and us.
It's true. It's a good fit for families, but I just feel like those maintenance fees have been the end of them.
It depends.
Their maintenance fees are ridiculous.
I think the bubble has burst.
I was going to say, I guess I don't always know. I guess different seasons of my life, I've had fear. Like I struggle with fear. I just don't think I've associated fear with anxiety. Because I used to have really bad like night terrors where I couldn't sleep. And I would like, when I would fall asleep, I would scream myself awake.
Actually,
and I think it's like
me
stressors.
Too.
So I think I've had that. I've just never thought about it being anxiety.
That's so interesting.
But I struggle with fear, like if I'm safe, I guess. Or
so let me ask you this. Did you ever get where you would wake up? I did do the screaming awake, but I've also done the wake up and I don't know who you are and why are we in this situation because I'm still half asleep. Do you do that as well?
Well, I don't have a partner in bed. Like I'm not married, if that's what you mean. Like
But even if you're in a different place, you wake up and you forget you're at home, or maybe you're on a trip and you forget you're on a trip.
Freak out per se. Sometimes I think I have a like delusions. But I'm so tired and I don't want to deal with it right now. Like literally.
I think I low-key may have
these moments, like,
delusion.
am I crazy? The other day I thought I saw a
That's
mirror.
a good time to
And I
journal.
was like, why is there a mirror in this area? It doesn't really make sense. So I think there's moments, and I don't know that's what you diagnose that as. Probably another thing. But sometimes I have moments and I'm like, Lord, I don't have time for this. Like, I need to just trust you.
Give me back my normal brain.
Because sometimes I'm so exhausted that I'm just like, Lord, you got this. I'm terrified, but I don't want it. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just pray.
Hey,
But
I think
don't know if
that's
I answered
like,
your question.
you know,
honestly.
it's funny in that 1 second, like right there, it's like, Lord, I just can't. You've got this. Like, it's funny that the simplicity of that prayer with the faith, it's like not this big moment where you lay it down at the cross and it's like, it's just like, God, you got to take care of this. I can't do this.
And I know, and I realize your mind has a lot of power over you and influences you. So sometimes I have to just cut off thoughts, which has been a trained situation, because now your brain can be very dangerous on your thoughts and where it goes. And so sometimes I just have to submit my brain to him and cut it off and just like pray, sing, hum. You just say like, Lord, I love you. I just kind of chant, Lord, I love you. I trust you. Lord, I love you. I trust you. And just zone out. Because the brain can do powerful things and lead you astray in fear and anxiety and certain things like that.
It's so true. It's so
like,
true. That's
it's
such a
so
powerful.
dangerous.
Recently, I found myself, because I worry about other things now. Like as I get older, my fears change. They adjust.
Yeah.
I feel a little bit safer now where I live. So my anxiety has found other things to be
Right,
freaked out
okay.
about.
Like your daughter in a different
Yeah.
city.
Protecting her.
And I'm sort of still moving past what people think of me. Like no one's thinking about me at 9 p.m.
It is wild to me how likable and popular you are among the people that I know, and yet you still are worried about what people think about you. There are people that I know in this world that should
likable-
worry more about what people
I
think of them.
think likable and popular, those are very strong words, but I will say this, I am meticulous about my communication with people not to offend or upset or hurt. It's
Yeah.
very,
I struggle.
very like I go home and think, oh, did they think that I meant this? Should I go back and fix this? Did I say thank you enough? Did I thank them for this?
I get glimpses of that, but it's with people I really, really care about. Like if I really, really care about you, I will sometimes be like, oh my gosh, I shouldn't have said it that way. Oh, I feel bad. But like,
Well, imagine stretching
times a
that
million.
to
Yeah,
every
everyone
human
you know.
you come in
Yeah,
contact
it's
with.
like you really just want peace and you want everyone to feel encouraged when they encounter you. But sometimes interactions just don't go well. They go south and you're like, how did it get there? Like, peace. Like, I feel that stress too of like, not necessarily how they think about me, but how did they feel in that moment? And what was that experience for
Yes,
them? And
right
do they
there.
feel encouraged and empowered?
Yes.
Or did I just deplete them or make them feel drained? Or
There it is,
stressed?
Ashley. I don't care what they think about me. I don't want what I've said to cause them any suffering. And I think that's what you're saying, which I think is a wonderful thing to say.
There's a scene in New Girl where Jess and Schmidt are in a car and they're talking about this. And Jess talks about how like this feeling of like, I don't want to hurt people's feelings. I don't want people to feel bad or whatever. And he's like, you just go around thinking about how everybody feels all the time. He's like, how do you do that? She goes, it's hard.
The weight of carrying this is quite heavy.
I almost like to the point where, and I was telling Andy about this. This is, I don't know why we've got like this show has gone on longer than any other show. I think
They can tune out. No one's making
we're
them listen.
3 hours in.
Andy's the only one that's forced to
Bless
listen.
him.
Hey, Andy.
Good gravy. Andy's like, when's this thing going to wrap up? But here's
He's listening to us on twice, 2 speed.
I am learning that I totally lost where we were talking about. What were you saying?
About worried about how people feel
Feelings.
or
It's a
draining
weight.
them, or you want them to walk
It's a
away,
weight to carry.
not.
Right. I now when I'm finding when I'm with people
Mhm.
and they say something, I'm having social anxiety with people because I'm afraid I've messed something up.
Mm.
And if I read something on your face, like a little eye, like to the side or I pick up on it so fast.
Mhm.
And I'm like, get out of the situation so fast. And just, I'm
Wow.
like, I love you. So good to see you. And then
Yeah.
I like, that's maybe a new form, a little bit of anxiety. I want to talk about, this is what I want to say though. This is what I've learned. I am learning that is a form of fear. And I have to express Jesus. Now what I'm doing is, Jesus, Lord, protect me from this enemy of of your love and your goodness for me in my life. I speak the name of Jesus over this. And I cannot believe the power of Jesus' name in the simplest and most complex of situations to bring peace and confidence back into my heart.
Well, the take every thought captive thing feels trite in some ways. It's like, okay, but in reality and practice, the idea of taking every thought captive, that's starting to control you hinges on your connection to Christ. Like, it's not your power. Like, if we're just trying to control our thoughts, we're not going to be able to do that. Like,
just like Ashley with the I love you, Jesus. I love you, Jesus. Like refocusing and using the name of Jesus, the power of Jesus in that situation. Like, don't you feel like that makes such a big difference?
Well, yeah, because I think in life, like there needs to be a dependency on the Lord. And I think often we forget to depend on God. Like Justin was saying, we kind of depend on our own strength to captive our own thoughts or like do all these things. But it's like the power of his name and his influence. And I think he just wants to be invited into your life and every parts of our life. And I think sometimes when we have these like insecurities and struggle, it's just a reminder you need Jesus. Like he's the one that's going to be leading you in the way you act towards people and love people. And obviously being in power of prayer too. Like God can do incredible things if you just lean on him. And often we kind of forget to, like even in small encounters. And I think right now I'm learning like depend on him at all times. Like even when things seem fleeting, the influence you can have over people because of the Spirit is powerful. And I think there's moments I'll like be working out in the gym and I'll be like, I think you can use some of those as gifts. Like if I see someone who seems stressed or something's on their heart, I'll just start praying for that person. I don't know their story. I don't know where they're at. I don't know what they're struggling with, but I'm like, Lord, like captivate their heart. Like let them find you and see you and seek you out and things. And I think with these kind of things that we kind of internally struggle with, God can use as a gift too. If we just switch it to seeing it as a gift and how God can use it for either dependency on him or help others in the way we encounter them.
Well, that was a pretty great. Wow,
great.
Ashley, that's amazing. I love that. The reframing to help us to see our dependency on God or how this could help others that's a book.
Because sometimes we can get so angry at God of what we're struggling with. And like, well, why are we struggling with this? What is God actually trying to use in this for you to help others seek you, And so I think it's sometimes the enemy trying to captivate something that could be good to something as a negative.
Right.
And so it's like the enemy will eat at your insecurities and the negative things. And that's when you need to tune in. Okay, God, what do you have for this moment? What are you wanting to do for this? To seek you in this moment and help others seek you if they don't know you, And it's
that's so good.
Focusing more on him and what he's doing in the moment than the anger and the frustration and then the enemy trying to taunt us and doing all these things that are of the flesh.
I agree with you with the taunting. I also think that the enemy, and like we were talking about at the beginning, the enemy can have us believe things that are just absolutely not true.
Yeah.
And lately I've been praying that God help me to see only what's true. Help me to know only what's true and guard my mind from lies I tell myself.
Right.
And I think that that's the sin nature that we're always battling in ourselves, is that we still have this sin nature that has been redeemed. We are ever more connected to Jesus Christ. We belong to him, but we are always kind of dealing with this sin nature that still rises up. And part of that is the fears, the doubting, this is going to mess up. This is going too good. This will go south. And I've started asking for truth in the lies that I can start to believe that I've told myself. Things like, how's Andy still in this? We've been in this for 21. I just asked him a couple of days ago, are you still really in this? Like, what's the deal here? He's like, yes, I'm absolutely still in this. I go, I found that very hard to believe. Here's why. I'm like, I am difficult. I am not my 30-year-old self. I have challenges. I'm hard. This is hard. How are you doing this? And Andy just looked at me like, what are you talking about? Like, what's happening? And I realized that I've allowed the enemy or this sin portion of myself to doubt the very fabric of our relationship because I'm dealing with self-doubt and I'm like, Lord Jesus, give me truth. Show me the truth. And, anyway, I guess this is kind of turned into a therapy show. Actually, you dropped some really a beautiful truth about the dependence on God and the dependence on God and the helping other people. I think is so powerful.
I love that.
But I didn't know that we're going to have the show on anxiety. Actually, our show is supposed to be about waiting on God.
Well,
and that might be our next show. You'll have to wait to find out.
We'll see. I'm going to do a get to know you question really, but I do have a question.
Ask you, are we going to keep with the get to know you question?
I think I have I don't even know if it's get to know you, but I am curious. So because I'm going back to school, Kristen's like, we went to dinner a couple weeks ago and she's like, so what do you what would you do if you led a church? Like, why, what is it, like, is there anything you want to do or you would do differently for church or whatever?
Right.
And so I'd love to and you can be as light or as deep as you want, but like, if you were the leader of a church, and of course not any pastors can't go in and just change everything like the way they want, like a tyrant, but they do have some authority and some leadership in what happens. Is there anything you would like make sure that our current church does you would keep, or maybe something that you would add or change? Like for me, this is the non-serious answer. I am so sad that potlucks don't exist anymore.
Potlucks were the best.
I am so sad that something about health and germs and bacteria growth and food sitting out for 3 hours has become something where I can't walk into a room with 30 dishes made by grandmas that are incredible. I am so sad about it. You can have a whole meal full of side dishes, which is like a dream, really.
Look, I'll tell you, I don't think it's that people did away with potlucks.
What happened?
I think people did away with Sunday night church. And I'm not fighting for that to come back.
For your job.
Please don't hear me say I need that back.
Right.
But I think potluck nights were Sunday nights,
Maybe
along with my other favorite food thing that's gone away, homemade ice cream night.
Oh, yeah.
Where everybody bring their favorite flavor at homemade
You know what you
ice
should
cream?
do instead of a chili cook-off this fall festival? An ice cream challenge, because it's always 80 degrees.
we just talked about this whole chili situation.
For next year. So next year, no
Or we
chili.
can just bring it as a dessert.
Next year, homemade ice cream contest.
Ashley, were you in church every Sunday growing up? Did you have night church?
Later in life, I was. Yeah, I was on like a theater team, I guess, or dance. I don't know. I was there. My best friend's dad was the pastor. So because I was there to support her. And you know that dancing theater thing that was happening with the singing and you'd like act to it.
Oh, yeah.
I did that, and that was like Sunday night. But
did you do the one that's like the Lifehouse skit?
classic.
Who are you?
I think I was the party girl. Which is not me at all, to be honest.
I love that collectively everyone my age has this memory of either being in that skit or seeing that skit perform live at a camp or something. It was viral before internet viral was possible. Like
I think I was always a homeless guy.
I
don't know why I never got to be a girl. They'd be like, Jennifer, why don't you be the homeless guy?
Yeah, it's wild. I played Jesus one year when I was a youth intern, so I got to be Jesus in that skit.
Big deal.
It's a
big role.
As much as we make fun of that, in that moment, I think even still, it is a really powerful picture.
It is powerful.
It is a powerful picture.
There's so many I remember. There was Sinbox. There was...
I think you've got different memories than we do.
Because I'm older.
I wasn't going to say that.
Is that the one where you want to party, but Jesus keeps coming with you everywhere you go?
I don't know.
And then
which
you...
one are you asking? The one we were talking about?
There's Sinbox.
We're talking about the Lifehouse skit, which is a song. Do you know what we're talking about?
Oh, the Lifehouse, the song.
So where there's a guy who plays Jesus and there's this girl who's tempted by different things. And then at the end, these things are like literally physically attacking her. And then there's a moment in the song where like the music gets big and Jesus comes in and holds it all back from her.
Life.
See, I think that's a lot more powerful than the ones that
it was incredible.
We had that were also 2 songs. Oh. And there was the
well, your stuff walked so ours could run. You know what I'm saying? Like you invented
there was the
it.
Michael W. Smith Looking for a Reason place in this world, and it's Jesus, and there's the homeless person and the our place looking for a reason. And then there was Turn Around every now and then. So
this was before the internet. So y'all had to make these up yourself.
Yes.
You had no inspiration.
Somehow they were all like a lot alike. Then there was a really popular one where there's a guy who had a relationship with Jesus, and he's like, and he kept trying to go down. I don't know why I'm laughing. So awkward now, but he kept trying to like go out, and he's like, no, Jesus, you stay back here. You don't have to go with me. We're going to be doing what we want. Okay. And Jesus follows him anyway. And he's like, Jesus, no, I'm going to be hanging. I don't know.
Annoying Jesus, of course. Of course.
He's like, it is awkward because he could tell Jesus what to do, but Jesus kept following him.
Yeah.
And in the end, he nails Jesus to the cross to keep him away from him. And it's like, the end just gets you because it's like you're resurrected. Yeah. I mean, you killed Jesus because you're not letting him go with you to your party. Yeah. It's kind of deep and hard. There's one skit where it's a whole skit of these kids who this guy is being robbed in a park, and the robber wants his Bible.
Oh, okay.
And
Interesting
it
choice.
did, and
He's not
Andy and
gay.
I got so tickled because we were just watching this skit, but Andy had to go underneath the benches. He was laughing so hard because you're in a park and some guy comes up with a gun and he's like, "Give me your Bible."
Yeah.
Well, obviously you're like, "Here's my
Yeah,
Bible.
I got a million at home.
You need to read
Yeah.
it. This will change your life." But no,
This guy
he
was
takes the bullet
instead of giving
and
the Bible away.
slowly through the skit, like
What?
sort of makes it to the ground.
They lost the plot.
in a really yes. And like, and I think maybe you pick up the Bible and you open it. It's like
Yeah.
shaped like a cross. It's like something so nonsensical that Andy could not stop
Yeah.
giggling. And that was another.
I've
There's a
seen
lot
one
of
where
that.
I've seen one where they all have signs that's like labels for them, like stupid, whatever.
Yes.
And Jesus comes and takes all their labels and stuff. So like, as much
a
as
good
we
one.
make fun of it, dude, this stuff was powerful, and I think it'll come back.
True.
I think things are cyclical.
Ashley,
I think there's a day
night
coming
church,
where night church
drama
youth
true.
I will
drama.
say I think the potluck thing is really inclusive. So
Yeah.
like for grandmas to bring the food,
Oh,
we
I
should do that to bring
know.
them to feel like they're part of.
Yeah,
And
y'all
they-
do Friendsgiving, which is kind of like a potluck.
Yeah, but it's
It's-
the kids buying.
I mean, the moms,
yeah,
make
the
it.
mom buys something.
But I think when you're thinking potluck, I feel like now we're in such an international and big community.
That'd be incredible.
That would
That'd
be
be great.
incredible.
It'd be life changing.
Everyone.
Like it would be food that we never get to try.
Well, what's funny is our
We should
international
do
communities
that.
still do that. Our Hispanic congregation, our Chinese congregation, our ESL classes, they
Right.
still do the potluck. Like,
I
need
just
to
wonder
sneak into
also,
those.
man, here we
I know,
are
I need
into
to
this
sneak in.
third hour of our show. I also wonder, like, how would the potluck change? Are people still going to bring broccoli, rice, and cheese chicken casserole? Is it?
Sounds-
And then you make a recipe book from it. The
I'm
church
hungry.
recipe book.
Yes, we all had that.
Listen,
I
I think I'd bring
remember
that back. I'm bringing that back first
There's
when
a
I become
little
a pastor.
woman on a phone. It's the picture of the little woman on the phone, and it's a recipe book.
Oh.
And I thought that's cute until I saw the same recipe book at someone else's house for their church, and I
A
realized
company made them,
a company made them and
But I'm
just
sure
put
they-
our recipes in them.
which is great. I mean,
That's great, but it was so weird. I was like, y'all have this too?
you have our
I
recipe
guess we
book?
all got
My
that.
mom's Jello is in here.
Did you actually have something else that you would want to change about church before we wrap
Or make
up?
sure you keep if you were in charge of a church. Like, I never want to lose this.
I think it would be kind of cool. I don't know what this would be added on what day of the week. I think it'd be just cool to like go into the city together and like, I don't know, do a worship with people and I don't know, go do something. Take our faith to action as a church community, which we kind of do as staff, like
Yeah.
when we go and serve. I think we'll just like go into the community and look at our community and know
Yeah.
them, not be so like invite them in, but go to them
Mhm.
and just have like a worship session. Cause I know when we were in Ecuador, we did that. We went to the hospital and there's a lot of people that were families were being forced outside the hospital to wait for their person to be taken care of. And they were just like needed hope. And we just sat there and we were trying to learn their language and speak and sing in it. And it was just sweet,
Yeah.
I love
so
that.
I think that'd be just cool as a church body. Like that might be intimidating. But I just think that we should, I don't know, serve together and sing.
I love
worship
that
together.
answer.
I think something I would add, in order to vote on any issue, you have to volunteer with kids 10 times a year.
I would love
to
that.
have a say on.
I would love
If
that.
you
That's
want to
good.
vote, if you want to vote, we need you to
I'll
have
put you in.
volunteered
We'll put
10
you
of the
in.
12 months just once, like just once. And we'll give some grace a couple months you were sick or whatever out of town. But like holding babies or,
Amen.
greeting, like do something if you want to vote.
Amen. There
That's
you
what I
go.
do.
Kids or students, by the way. Well, wonderful. Well, guys.
What would
we've
you
had-
do? You didn't say what you do at a church.
Oh, I thought that I didn't know.
Oh, you don't know. That's your answer. That's your
Game
answer.
nights with everyone involved.
Nice.
Game night.
I'll tell
You
you, I
really
would
get to know someone's personality when you play a game with them.
I
I'll tell you what, I'm
that-
never resurrecting turn and greet your neighbor. Never.
You'll never do that again.
I can't stand it.
Give her a big
And
hug.
our church doesn't do it, so I can say that.
I'm just thinking about how church has changed over the years, what I like. I do like that casual get together and visit as a
Mhm.
church
Yeah.
vibe. We really don't get that as much. I think probably some of the closest is our mission nights when we have the dinner.
Mhm.
That feels like our whole church coming together, just being together. I really love that.
And circus were big too.
Well, guys, if you've made it to this point, we know that you really love the show.
You're so apologetic. Joe Rogan talks for 3 hours and he's terrible.
Well, we
We,
know that you
we
really love the show,
deserve to talk for an hour.
and that you really need to reconsider your commute to
You're
work.
so apologetic. And also, they could have stopped at any time.
I know.
If they are
I'm
listening,
talking to the two
You
people
should give
left.
out like gift cards randomly if you
Like this one's been so slow that Andy, like this has been so long that Andy's already walked the dog, come back home,
Is he
taken a
listening on it?
shower. He does. He listens to every episode and gives me a little feedback. Leaves me a little feedback.
See, that's love. He loves you.
That's love.
When
If Andy
without you
giving me
action.
feedback on things equals love, then I feel like we can
listening
last.
to your podcast is love, a work of love.
Well, thank you so much for being here, and thank you
course.
guys for being here. And we hope you've had an almost amazing time on the Almost Amazing podcast.
Thanks for listening to the Almost Amazing podcast from the CityRise Network based in Houston, Texas. CityRise is a partnership of church campuses, nonprofits, and missionaries devoted to lifting our city and the world by generously giving the gospel of Jesus Christ. For more information or to find a church campus close to you in the Houston area, visit cityrise.org.